ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hey, what's going on, guys? I thought it was Tuesday for some reason. I'm not sure what happened in my brain. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Bitcoin currently trading at 88,513. Bitcoin looks so flat on the chart. It really does. 88,513. Surprise. It's the same price it was yesterday and the day before. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map. Go to the 12-hour. Get a little zoom action in here. I think we have officially entered the weekend liquidity part of the holiday. Obviously, time will tell. But we're definitely not doing a whole lot. We got 87,898. 87,898. Let's make this a little bit less thick. She's a little too thick. And then up above, we've got 89,085. Oh, geez, what have I done? Okay, we got a very, very tight range right there. Interesting. I'm going to go all the way up here, 91108. And then the very bottom, I'm going to go right here, 86,782. Okay, so that's kind of our range right now based on the liquidation heat map. We are incredibly flat, if the heat is correct. Especially if you zoom out. This is on the daily. I didn't even realize I was on the daily. On the 4-hour, if you zoom into the 4-hour, it's even worse. Crazy. Look at this. It's been the same price since December 14th. It's been 8 days of the same price. Technically, actually, we could go all the way the heck back here. Since November 20th, this has been about a month of like 88K, which is a nice consolidation, I will say. If we were going into a bear market, it's my personal opinion that we would have dropped further. And big institutions with way more money than I have would have probably stopped accumulating. But that's just my opinion. Dominance still chilling below 60. We're at 59.57. Hopefully we continue to break down from here. I like this RSI. You got bullish cross, support, rejection, break, resistance, continuation of the downside, hopefully, which is very similar to what it did back here. You got your support, resistance, resistance. It's funny how that plays out the same. Tremor said, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for being here. What is going on with my... There we go. Oh, I gotta scroll down. I've never had to scroll down before. All right. Hope you guys got some sick plans for the holiday weekend. I'm actually pretty stoked. Tomorrow's my last day at work for the week. And I'm going to get a lot done at work. And then I'm going to come home and get nothing done. Because there's nothing to get done. Because it's Christmas. ETH is up 0.12% on the day. Currently trading at 3,013.18 cents. We're holding about 3K, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And we're doing it. We are super duper flat, but we are flat above 3K, which is great. We lost it for a moment. We stayed losing it, and then we got back above, and now we're holding it, which is exactly what we want to see. RSI got a bearish cross over the moving average on the today, and we are seemingly rejecting. We have had positive money flow since the beginning of the month, though, and the possibility of this being a sustained uptrend is increasing the longer we stay above water. And by above water, I mean increasing in value over time. So there's that. We do have a red dot in the momentum wave pointing to the downside. We are not overbought or oversold anywhere on the 4-hour or the higher time frame, so we're good there. Solana breaking out of this descending channel, and that's a generous way to put it. We kind of just chopped sideways until we were above the trend line. I would love to see this get back above this neckline around probably 130, but we'll see what happens. We're at 125 right now. I'd love to hold 120 just from a psychological standpoint. Money flow did just recently switch positive, which is awesome. We do have a red dot in the momentum wave pointed to the downside and a bearish cross over the moving average of the RSI. See if we can get back above that. Otherwise, Maybe we retest the upper trend line and then continue. We'll see what happens. Total 3 down 0.19% on the day. This kind of looks like it got below, rejected, and is forming a little inverse head and shoulder. Hopefully we don't invalidate, but I definitely see the inverse head and shoulder here already. What's going on, John? ADA is down 0.35% on the day, currently trading at 36.93. This thing's been 36, 37 cents for like forever, it feels like. Not really, but since December 17th, which is not that long ago. I think I'm just spoiled with perpetual dumpage. Maybe I'm thinking of this, the 40-cent area, which was a privilege, and now I'm complaining about the 36-cent area. So, I don't know. You can't win them all. I would love to get above this yellow trend line and stay above it. We're kind of struggling with that right now. I'm glad we're above 36, but can we get above and stay above 37.10? Hopefully. RSI is smack dab in the middle, so is a momentum wave with the red dot on it. Money flow has been negative consistently for a relatively decent amount of time. Getting above this yellow trend line is going to be important to me. Snack is up 1.09% on the day, currently trading at 0.0010257. Nice wicks, nice wicks. You know, there's some buy pressure, and then that's immediately followed by stronger sell pressure, which pushes the price down, which gives it these scary wicks, indicative of people selling pressure. We got 2 confirmed green dots back here. I don't know if those are really in play anymore. I would love to get back above this lower trend line. Rather it be resistance. I would like it to be support. But we'll see. We held 777. So let's see if we can push back up and regain some of that market share. Night is down 4.79% on the day. Currently trading at 0.09853. We got potential bull flag scenario playing out here. I don't know what it's going to look like when it actually does play out, but it's got potential for sure. We are no longer overbought on the 4-hour, which is great. Positive money flow still in play. Red dot on the momentum wave, finally allowing the price to cool off on this bad boy. Let's see if it resets enough to gain further upside momentum. XRP is down 0.07% on the day, currently trading at 190. Can we get back above $2? It's going to be a nice important level. We got a fugly inverse head and shoulder potential forming there. We'll see what happens. RSI got a bearish crossover the moving average, point to the downside. Red dot on the momentum wave, also pointing to the downside. Money flow is also negative. I'm going to skip some, skip Arrow. I feel like Arrow was doing good earlier. Apparently I made that up. Pith. Pith looks okay. Shoulder, head, shoulder. I don't know. The potential's there for the fugly inverse head and shoulder on a lot of these. Reset. Did you say resets? What? I don't know. Oh. I get it. That took me a second. It's like, what is that word? Cheers, Reese. What's going on? Merry Christmas, my friend. Merry Christmas. We got to get back on DayZ, man. All right. Yeah, Pith looks okay. Finally establishing some semblance of a floor, potentially. Or the idea is there. If it holds or not, you know, is up to the consumer. But it tried it back here, it didn't work. Tried back here, it didn't work. This was a beautiful inverse head and shoulder. That also didn't work. So, try again. Potential bull flag, maybe? I could see that. It was more obvious, actually, in the RSI. That's the only reason I noticed. You got a confirmed green dot on market cipher. Not at the Pico bottom, actually, back here. So you are sitting above that price. Maybe that potential push up is happening as we speak. I would like to see how this plays out. With the holiday coming up, though, it's going to get dicey. It is going to get dicey for sure, guys. I don't know if it's going to pump, dump, both. Who knows? I'm kind of excited for it, though. I really am. Avalanche is up 0.48% on the day. We got back above our lower trend line here, which was a little bit sloppy. There's not a ton of confluence here. We've got 1, 2, and then we had a third, and then we broke below it, and then we kind of set up a fourth with that break back above. What's nice about all of this is the RSI was very nicely reset at this dip. You got a nice oversold. You're currently dancing above the moving average, which is great. You got a confirmed green dot just before this dump again. Same as a lot of other coins. Green dot on your momentum wave, point to the upside. The potential for upside here is very obvious. We need the volume to come into play, though. Not a ton of volume. Chainlink up 0.48% on the day. Chainlink has been very, very disciplined in this range between 1239 and 1268. You got a little fake out back here, which has the same situation here. Green dot, point to the upside, and then you've kind of invalidated it with a bearish engulfing candle. This looks quite similar. Besides the build up to this one was way longer. There's definitely some liquidation candles occurring on these charts. Every single chart has these violent liquidation candles. I don't know if they're flushing leverage like crazy. I really have no idea what's happening. Never seen anything like this before. It's crazy to observe. G Immortal said, "What's up, JJ? What's going on, G Immortal? Appreciate you for stopping by. Happy Monday, my friend. Monday, Tuesday, and then Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I'm excited. Tomorrow might be a weird day for the stream. It might be a weird day. My stream tomorrow might be like after midnight. So keep an eye out for that, I guess. Yeah, this for Chainlink, we really need to get back above 1268 and stay above it because that's really struggling with that. But the bright side is that we've established something of a floor at 1239. So it's not too bad. Pengu could be better, honestly. Silver's still on a monstrous tear, currently sitting at 69. Nice. 47. We are possibly looking at 70 here. I'm not sure if this is ever going to stop. I really don't know. I'm flabbergasted at this point. The complete lack of pullbacks is like mind-blowing. I got nothing else to say. Silver's just been a monster. Gold, on the other hand, also been a monster. 44, 85, 140. I don't know where this thing's going, man. It's out of control. We do have a initial bearish target of 48. So let's see if we hit that. There's people calling for like over 5K. I do have a target that puts it over 5,100. We'll see what happens. It's incredibly overbought on the 4-hour time frame. You get a confirmed red dot back here that kind of did nothing, you know. Like what is this? A 1.19% candle, big whoop. Volume has been insane. Just the sheer amount of money that's entering this thing in order for this market cap to climb that much blows my mind. DXY down 0.14% on the day, currently trading at 98.107. Is Avalanche a good buy at this low? I am a buyer of Avalanche at this level, and I will show you why. If you go to the daily for Avalanche and you zoom way the heck out, this big fat yellow line literally goes back to its launch. Avalanche hit this line, or established, I guess the first touch I would call it, December of 2020, January 2021. And then you got a double bottom off of it. Actually, technically, this is double bottom right here. You can see it. You've got your double bottom, 1, 2. You've got your double bottom, 1, 2. And look at that. You got a double bottom, 1, 2. So, in my opinion, I like Avalanche here. It is a risk just because if it fails this and it goes down below this line for a consistent period of time, because this is the first time it's ever been below it besides this wick, which we all know that wick was probably some scam, not financial advice, by some bug at Binance, allegedly. But we've never been below this line. My opinion, it's a very strong like legacy trend line, and it's a bottom. It's a bottom for me every time. Look at this. You got your coiled up RSI, Even right here, coiled up RSI. That was a bottom. This is a big bottom. This is probably potentially going to be a big bottom. Back here, you didn't really have it because this is new. It kind of established itself. But everything else since then, you get your coiled up RSI. That's a bottom. Coiled up RSI, that's a bottom. You've got your coiled up RSI right now, and this is going to be the second time that you're touching this line. So there's too many upside indicators for me to not buy. And it also boils down to that situation that I keep explaining where I'm at a point now where it's easier for me to explain to anyone, including myself, oh, I lost some money, investing, than if I were to sell right now. Let's say I sell right now, and then we do enter like some crazy super cycle 2025, 2026 run. And I miss out because I sold because I was a little butthurt because the number now go up, fast enough for my schedule, whatever that is. So I miss out on generational wealth. That is, I sell and I have my money. Or maybe it goes to zero. Regardless, I have a little bit of money and the potential to miss out on generational wealth is there. Or I hold. Everything goes down tremendously and my money kind of disappears. Big deal. I lost some money investing. Or it goes up and generational wealth is achieved because I held like a man and I'm rewarded for it. It's a lot easier for me to deal with losing money that I invested because it went to zero than it is for me to deal with missing out on generational wealth because I was a weenie and I needed to sell because, oh no, the number went down a little bit. Oh no, number went down a little bit. I don't like that. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Am I investing? Or if I want money for nothing, I'm just gonna call my mom and make her give me money. Or I can fill out a bunch of loan applications and never pay them back. It's just the trade-off is so weird to try to justify it because you shouldn't really have to justify it. You know what I mean? Easy money is not a thing. It doesn't exist. You end up paying for it no matter what. Chainlink. I think we talked about Chainlink already. DXY, yep. Okay, strategy 165. There's no reason to buy this. No, like how far down is it gonna go? It's probably, I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like it's gonna go to the 130s now. And maybe me saying this is the ultimate bottom indicator, but this looks like crap. And I see no purpose in purchasing it. NASDAQ, on the other hand, looks amazing. The fractal recoupling is proving fruitful, which is awesome. S&P 500 also looks beautiful. I'm still not gonna scoot this, but we do like where we're going. We definitely like where we're going. I'm assuming this is what the rest of the week is gonna be, and then we're gonna pop off post Christmas. What's going on, Flexa? Cheers. Lunar Entity said every trade. I looked at the chart, every investment. I looked at the fundamentals and the chart. Cheers. Flexa said, Bitcoin, zoom out on alts and cry, like ICP. Cry hexagons. We're chilling today. I'm getting in touch with my inner Flexa. I have, oh shoot, what are these called? I have some Biscoff cookies for my tea, and I'm dipping them in my tea, and then I'm consuming them. It is not a digestive biscuit as far as I'm aware. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm pooping a lot because of these. They're really good though. Like legit, these are delicious. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin's chilling. I don't know what it's going to look like on Christmas. I think that's the one thing that I'm having trouble remembering how Bitcoin usually performs on Christmas. So let's actually go to the daily. And let's go to Christmas from last year. Look at this. Look at this beautiful fractal. If we pop off from here, then my dumbass is like fractal Thanos. Fractal Tony Stark or something. All right, December 2024. December 25th, 2024 plus 0.78. That was a green day. Very cool. Gmorld said, what's your opinion on BMNR's additional stock offer? Is that dilution thing? I actually know nothing of that. Is that why MicroStrategy is in the shitter? Do they keep diluting their stock to buy more Bitcoin? Because that would explain that quite a bit. But why would you ever buy the stock then? You know what I mean? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just missing the big picture. I don't know of it as much as I should, I suppose. Let's see. We had this concept going at some point, I suppose. We got our fake out to the downside, our breakout to the upside, but the price, I don't know, what is that? Some crazy downtrend that we broke out of? That don't make no sense. I don't know. I like that RSI breakout though. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at Christmas. It's up 0.76. Very cool. I'm not gonna look at every single one. You get the point. I do want to see the seasonals though, because I think that that's kind of crazy to look at. Yeah, look at this. We are right now actually kind of in line with the end of 2021, which is kind of crazy. And then 2022 is just a consistent downtrend doo-doo. Maybe everyone keeps talking about the Benner cycle, which I actually really like the Benner cycle as well. That was one of the first reasons why I based anything off of 2026, because it just made sense and it's been more accurate than anything in history, as far as I'm aware, for like long-term zoomed out outlook. But he definitely did not take into consideration cryptocurrency because it wasn't around like 200 years ago. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for sure. We got some news articles, guys. Actually, before I get into these, I want to take a look at total 3. Okay, I like that we bounced off of 800 billion. I don't like that we're rejecting this trend line. I want to get back above that for sure, but let's go to total 2. 1.2 trillion. Okay, I like that this is holding above 1.1, which is awesome. The fractal is not playing out, but there's definitely recoupling potential for sure. So let's see if that ends up happening. Is that more accurate? Weird. Did I move it? I kind of like it moved. Is that dumb? Just scooting it like that? We definitely didn't have these two crazy moves. Instead, we got the opposite. A little swoop-de-swoop. That'd be pretty sick. Actually, this would freak everybody out if we went up amazing until Christmas, and then we took a little doo-doo, up again, doo-doo, and then we go up. That's like Max Payne times 11. One of my favorite memes is, it's like the guy, I don't remember, it's like a melting Wojak or something, and it's like, God, please stop giving me your hardest battles. And then it shows Jesus, and he's like, just do the laundry, dude. It's so funny. That's every time I think of this, the crypto market and everything, I'm like, I think of that because it's like everyone's probably like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. And the universe is like, it's not that big of a deal, bro. If you just walk away, you'll be fine. Stop thinking about it. Anyways, total 2 looks exciting, looks like fun, and total crypto market cap. We had something here. Oh yeah, this is the trajectory thing. So I want to talk about this. This is what I was looking for. So we've seen this a million times where we spike and then we dip. We bled for 9 months back here. We spike, and then we dip. We bled for 5 months back here. We spike, and then we dip. We bled for, so far, approximately two months. 68 days. So that goes in line, 9, 5, and 2. There's a good chance, not financial advice, that this next spike, notice every dip gets more violent, but every move up slows down. It's like slowly getting more chill. So based on that information, we could see a very, very, very prolonged bullish push to the upside, followed by a very, very, very violent bearish push to the downside, which by that point will maybe only retrace like 50% of the move if we're going to follow the same trajectory. So estimates, I'm going to do this almost straight down here and here. I don't think that'd be that crazy. Joe, as I've just said, I sent an image in Discord. What do you think, JJ? Let's go take a look. Ben Cowan. Ben thinks alts have to go back down to 0.26, but is there any way it's a higher low? Oh, I feel like it could be a higher low for sure. What is he looking at? Alts dominance? I don't remember how you look that up. Others dominance? Nope. I'm not sure what chart he's got. He's hiding it with his face, his hairline. It's definitely a possibility for it to be a higher low for sure. Always a possibility for it to be a higher low. Ben Cowan cherry picks his data about as much as I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. My problem is, in the past, he has preached nonstop extended cycle diminishing returns. And now suddenly he has no recollection of that. So it just irks me a little bit. It rubs me the wrong way. It seems very cherry picky, in my opinion. You have to go to his video to get the charts. I will look and tell you how to get it. One sec. Yeah, it's definitely possible. My other argument would be that this is a giant falling wedge. But also, I can almost guarantee you whatever data this is, and this also goes with like others dominance, total 3, total 2, total 1. Whatever this others total crypto market cap. All of this stuff. It's very possible for all of this to be incredibly inaccurate because, look at that, that's a giant head and shoulders. Because of on-chain everything. Like, there's no way, there's no freaking way that TradingView is out here measuring all of the data for every single meme coin launched on Solana, because there's thousands a day. Like, TradingView wouldn't have the capacity to monitor all of that data all the time. So it's entirely possible that this does go down to 0.26. It could even go to 0 for all we know. And there will still be plenty of alts with plenty of market cap left, because this thing's not going to be able to track everything for forever. Does that make sense? With the amount of information coming out and almost compounding over time, we're going to reach a point where it can't be tracked. Which, you know, that sounds like a cop-out. That's probably in the distant future, if we're being real. 0.26. Is that a descending line? Or is that just flat line? So, and here's the other thing. He's basing that off of this only happening twice before. It also doesn't seem like we're that far from it. But he's basing it only off of 2 points of confluence, which, in my opinion, I've drawn stuff with 2 points of confluence. I have a million things that we just looked at with 2 points of confluence. But it's not strong information with 2 points of confluence ever. But he's smarter than me and has more money than me, so do with that information what you will. We've got an ounce of silver now worth more than a barrel of oil. This has only happened once before. This one was kind of crazy to look at. Elon Musk meets with UAE president to discuss advanced technology and artificial intelligence. I sent you how you can pull it up. Okay, let's see. Oh, geez, total 3. Yeah, see, this is the most obscure ass chart. It's, what is that? I think that's a parentheses. I'm going to try it. Crypto cap colon total 3 dash crypto cap colon USDT close parentheses / crypto cap colon BTC. Yeah. No one in the history of anything ever has ever pulled this chart up besides Ben Cowan. Who the fuck is looking at this? Oh man. And you know what my favorite argument is all the time? People go, well, this is what the big guys use. This is what the real traders use because it's different. Because they don't want everybody else to know what they're doing. No, that's not true. You just suck ass at looking at regular ass data. You keep making excuses for yourself. And again, this is me being a jackass to Ben Cowan. Again, he's got more money than me. He's way smarter than I am. But I've embraced my hairline. And I'm not sitting here looking at total 3 USDT BTC comparison. Why is USDT in there? That's another thing. USDT is going to be that metric that's going to throw a wrench in everything because it's going to be exponentially increasing. Stablecoin adoption is going to dwarf cryptocurrency adoption. And that is going to make us unable to measure anything. Unable to measure anything in stablecoin dominance or anything with stablecoins. Flex, you like that? Somebody, I don't remember who it was. Somebody the other day was like, JJ, if we crowdfund, if we raise money to get you a toupee, will you wear it on stream? I was like, hell yeah. So the next 12-hour stream, we're going to start whatever. We're going to go through and we're going to pick one. And we're gonna start fundraising for a toupee. And then if we raise enough funds during that stream, we'll order it and I'll wear it as soon as it arrives. Because I think that's funny as hell. Okay, JWS Adventure said he thinks it has to go down to 0.26 before we get the actual alt season. But what if he's wrong and it's a higher low? That's another thing. Ben Cowan famously he tells everyone, I wouldn't touch this because of this, and that. I would just buy Bitcoin. I would just buy ETH. Whatever. And that's how people get wrecked because they don't buy anything that's doing bad. You're supposed to buy stuff when it's doing bad. You're supposed to buy it when it looks like shit. When it's sitting like damn near zero. When it literally looks like the worst investment in the world, that is when you are supposed to buy the crap out of it. And then as soon as they light that candle, you can like retire. I made so much money during the bear market doing that. So that's, percentage wise, I probably made more than Ben Cowan. Lunar Entity said, all I care about is credit risk lives or dies on debt markets. Yeah, I would definitely not. Personally, I would never wait for this to go all the way down to 0.26. I would just continue to dollar cost average. I got my dry powder on the side. If it goes down and it gets really, really low, like if it hits 0.26, then I'm going to offload my dry powder. That's totally fine. But I'm probably never going to look at this again. What is he relying on? The idea that this is this, and then this is this? And then it's going to go boop and do another one of those. Is that what he's relying on? That seems like such an obscure... I don't know. I don't see the pattern that he's trying to use to justify. Because I would just try to sell you this right here. Boom. There's your mean. There's your average, your median. This thing keeps returning to it. And whatever. It goes below it and stays above it. Sometimes it does whatever. But 0.26 seems crazy. He thinks it's going to go right there. Oh, I mean, why? What is his reasoning? Does he have a reason? It just seems so obscure. It's about as obscure as my shit, though. So I guess There's some points of confluence. It just seems weak sauce to me. All about the Fed policy. I think it's all about the business cycle. I think it's all about the business cycle and liquidity. There's no liquidity in the market. I just also for the record, I've been saying that there's never been there. We have not entered a bull market. We have not had an alt season or entered a bull market since 2021, as far as I'm concerned. And everyone's like, "Oh, the Bitcoin did good." Yeah. So what? Definitely didn't do bull market stuff. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Maybe Bitcoin decoupled from, or altcoins decoupled. I don't know. All right, let's see. Silver hit a new all-time high of 69. Very nice. Gold reaches new all-time high of 4,400. Also very nice. Michael Saylor's strategy increased its USD reserve to 2.19 billion. Watcher Guru posted $4 trillion JP Morgan is considering offering crypto trading for institutional clients. $12 trillion BlackRock says Bitcoin is one of the biggest investments this year. Hell yeah. President Trump expected to name new Fed chair to replace Jerome Powell by first week of January 2026. Hell yeah. Trump media buys 451 Bitcoin worth over $40 billion. $40 million? CFTC Chairman Michael Selig says Congress is poised to send crypto market structure legislation to President Trump's desk. Netflix's odds of closing the Warner Brothers deal falls from 80% to 61% on Polymarket. We got to start doing Polymarket stuff. I feel like it'd be fun. Bank of America CEO says AI will drive strong economic growth in 2026. Very cool. This one was kind of crazy. Was not expecting this. Pentagon partners with Elon Musk's xAI to expand artificial intelligence arsenal. That one was crazy. Pro Crypto Michael Selig sworn in as new CFTC chair. Let's freaking go. Gold reaches new all-time high of 44.50. I like that the idea of them doing that for like every dollar it goes higher. Kobe SE letter posted, absolutely incredible. Silver is now hitting daily record highs up 140% in 2025 alone. Technicals don't matter anymore, and we've seen 8 straight green months. When do people finally start paying attention? That is crazy. I don't know what to do with this information. I legit, I'm at a total loss for silver. Japan's 10-year government bond yield surges to a record 2.1%, now up 100 basis points in 2025. Just as you think Japan's situation can't get worse, it gets even worse. Working one job is no longer enough to cover living costs. The number of multiple job holders surged 499,000 in October and November to a record 9.3 million. This figure has risen 3.9 million since 2020 low. This is also 1.2 million above the 2008 financial crisis peak. As a percentage of total employment, multiple job holders rose to 5.8%, nearly matching the 2 previous highs seen over the last 25 years. At the same time, Americans working primary full-time jobs, or full-time and secondary part-time jobs, jumped to 5.3 million, the second highest in history. As a percentage of employment, this metric now stands at 3.4%, the second highest since 2000. The cost of living crisis is real. Jay Wesovich said I sent another chart where he shows how Fed policy purple line. I can't explain it well myself, though. He shows how Fed policy, let's see. So the correlation between Fed policy and something else. Oh, geez, I thought my charts were messy. Purple line is boring, and then it explodes, and then it gets boring again. I'm assuming this is Bitcoin. Explodes, dies off, explodes, dies off, explodes. How is that correlated to Fed policy at all? Where's the correlation? The red line. Maybe it's lagging? Can you offset it though, bro? I don't see it. I don't know. Ben Cowan's losing me. I might have to watch the video to understand. Okay. A record 100 with quantitative easing and quantitative tightening. I don't see the correlation with Bitcoin though. on the price, at least in the chart that he's showing. A record 122.4 million Americans are expected to travel this holiday season as gas prices hit a 4-year low of $2.85 a gallon. Honestly, 4-year low don't make sense to me. I don't remember a time where gas was below $3. Is that crazy? I'm 32 years old. Investors are extremely bullish. Bank of America's bull and bear indicator is up 0.6 points over the last few trading days to 8.5, re-entering extreme bull territory. The index measures hedge fund and fund manager positioning, equity and bond flows, and market breadth. Readings above 8.0 signal extreme positive market sentiment. This gauge is now at its second highest level since December 2020. The indicator has risen 142% since April, driven by strong equity flows, improving market breadth, and aggressive positioning by fund managers and equities. By comparison, the record high stood at 9.6 in February 2018. Appetite for stocks is incredibly strong. Let's go. What if I said, what's your today, JJ? Remember gas 0.15? I do not remember gas 0.15 today. I'm actually glad that you asked that. What reply? Today I am wearing my Wolverine shirt, which just says Wolverine on the front, but in the back, it's got this sick graphic of Wolverine. He's going, oh, which is badass. Joe Has Adventure said, you said it as soon as I did, Trippy. That's so funny you said you'd have to watch the vid. That is trippy. Lunar Entity said, people seem to think the Fed has been honest with quantitative tightening. They've been on the short end issuance treadmill since 2022. If they went cold turkey, we would not have stopped where we did. Cheers. I think all economic data is fudged anyways. How'd you guys like inflation? The inflation data, they were just like, it's all zero. The months where the government was shut down, it's zero. No inflation those months, right? That's my favorite. Okay. Breaking. Global equity ETFs posted a record 145 billion in inflows last week. The US represented 54% of the total, or 78 billion, the second largest weekly inflow on record. This was led by the S&P 500 ETF VOO, which saw 59 billion in inflows. Global long-only equity funds attracted a record 46 billion. As a result, global equity ETFs are on track for a record 1.4 trillion in total inflows, 200 billion more than last year. This marks at least the 11th consecutive week of positive inflows. Investors are piling into global equities at a record pace. Let's go. The world is burning more coal than ever. Global annual coal demand is up to a record 8.85 billion metric tons. Annual coal consumption has surged 1.4 billion tons since 2020. This increase has been driven primarily by China, which now makes up 56% of global consumption, or 4.95 billion tons. By comparison, U.S. coal demand stands at 410 million tons, which is 5% of the world's total. Meanwhile, the IEA projects a gradual decline in demand over the next 5 years to 8.6 billion tons by 2030. However, past forecasts of peak coal demand have repeatedly proven wrong as consumption continues to rise. Coal remains in high demand. That's actually kind of crazy. I thought that China was like leading in solar energy and all that stuff. An energy bull market usually happens at the end of a traditional credit cycle. Canary in the coal mine currently is the disproportionate cost of energy to demand. Interesting. I've wanted to invest in energy actually because of AI, but I'm worried because the cost of like gas going down that it's gonna affect energy prices. I don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into it, if I'm being completely honest. U.S. demographic challenges are rising. The number of American families with children under 18 is down to 33 million, the lowest since 1993. This figure has declined by 3 million since 2008, despite the U.S. population increasing by 36 million people. This marks a shift from post-World War II demographic boom when family formation was rising. Declining birth rates and an aging population are driving this trend. Over time, this may put pressure on labor force growth, economic expansion, and social program spending. The U.S. may soon face a demographic crisis. I bet you it will. Guess what? People can't afford to have kids. And we have the mental fortitude to realize that, and we don't have kids. If you can't afford to have a kid, why the hell would you have a kid? Because I would love to have a kid. I would love to have another kid. My daughter's 14. I would love to add to my family. But guess what? I can't afford it. So why am I going to have another kid? Tell me. I don't know either. Full-time employment is falling at an alarming pace. The U.S. economy lost 983,000 full-time jobs in October and November, bringing the total down to 134.2 million, the lowest since December 2021. As a result, just 78.2% of the labor force is now employed full-time, the lowest since June 2021. This percentage has now declined 2.5 points since the June 2023 peak. In the past, such a trend has usually been seen during recessions. By comparison, full-time employment as a percentage of the labor force fell 2.2% points during the 2001 recession. Meanwhile, part-time jobs jumped 1 million in October and November to a record 29.5 million. The labor market needs more rate cuts. Dixie said, hi, what's going on, Dixie? Waterfly said, I'm going to watch the movie Idiocracy. Ever seen? It is not a movie, Waterfly. It is a documentary from the future. I have. It is a fantastic film. Highly recommend. That is going to be the movie of the day, guys. Go watch it. Idiocracy. Luke Wilson and Dax Shepard. Beautiful. Beautiful film. Lunar Entity said, oil is your overall energy metric. Natural gas tried to break out of suppression recently. J. Adventure said, unless you are rich, having more than one kid is going to be tough. Lunar Entity said a bird's eye view of this would be to look at oil on the weekly from 1990 to 2003. You can clearly see where energy strikes the equities bull market in the gut. Dixie said, smash the like. Thank you, Dixie. Joe Adventure said, but I would like my kids to have siblings as an only child myself. Yeah. Yep. That, or you just have to make sure that your kid is actually going out and doing stuff during and after school hours. All right, full-time employment, blah, blah, blah. Risk appetite is rising at a record pace. The ratio of assets and management in leveraged long ETFs to short ETFs is up to 12.5x, an all-time high. This ratio has nearly tripled since the April market low. Leveraged long ETFs assets are up to a near record 146 billion, while inverse ETF assets are down to 12 billion, the lowest level since early 2025. By comparison, this ratio stood at 1-to-1 at the 2022 bear market low and fell below 1.0 during the 2020 pandemic crash. Since 2022, the value of leveraged long ETF assets has quadrupled, while inverse ETF assets have more than halved. Investors are taking on more risk than ever. Jay Wismer said, yep, I read that. Dixie said, only child club. Tether CEO Paolo Arduino says USAT will be the delivery of value as the firm prepares to launch its US compliant stablecoin. I don't know, I kind of like Tether. I'm totally fine using Tether. Update, Ethereum leads the Euro stablecoin market with 50% of all tokenized euros issued on Ethereum per bar chart. Interesting. Coinbase to acquire prediction market startup The Clearing Company. That one's also interesting. I'm kind of excited about that. Cointelegraph posted an annual performance of major assets in 2025 per chart. Silver's up 128.47%. Gold is up 66.59%. Copper's up 35.45%. NASDAQ is up 19.7%. Russell 2000 is up 12.53%. Bitcoin is down 5.75%. ETH is down 11.58%. And altcoins are down 42.27%. Absolutely wrecked. Aster said it will begin a Stage 5 buyback program on December 23rd, directing up to 80% of daily platform fees toward automatic and discretionary Aster buybacks. That is a butthole. That is you looking directly at a butthole through like a mono lens, like a scope or something. They should probably partner with Polkadot. I think that'd be a great partnership. Spot XRP ETFs have extended their green streak to 6 straight weeks with cumulative inflows now exceeding $1.2 billion. XRP ETF inflows have been, or XRP ETF has been green, like inflows has been positive, I believe, since launch, which is crazy. Bitcoin has broken its usual correlation with equities as the S&P 500 hit record highs and tech stocks surged 16% this year, while Bitcoin lagged behind. So we have a recoupling to get to, for sure. Kind of excited for it. Samson Mao said he fired an analyst who predicted Bitcoin would fall to 60K. This one, I read this earlier. I was like, there's no way this is real. This is real. He said, I fired the analyst that said Bitcoin is going to 60K. He will never work in this industry again. You legit cannot just fire people because you don't agree with what they say. I feel so bad for the guy, because what if it actually goes down to 60K? Then you look like a really big idiot. That blew my mind. U.S. banks are quietly rebuilding core financial infrastructure for an on-chain future, focusing on tokenized deposits, custody, and settlement systems under tight regulatory oversight. Pro-crypto Michael Seelig has officially been sworn in as the 16th CFTC chairman. Very cool. Joe Ezevich said, LMAO, the Astra logo is so funny. CZ trying to cash in on Hyperliquid success. I can't blame him, though. No such thing as too much money. I disagree. I think if I ever hit $1 billion, I would just go enjoy it at that point. Even 100 million. Lunar Entity said, well, that depends. If the analysts cost them clients, then absolutely. I don't know, man. Saying Bitcoin's going to 60K? Why is that a bad thing? It's weird to me. It's so weird. U.S. market open is approaching. The routine pump, trap, dump, or dump, trap, pump. Market makers playing the same game even more during low volume holiday seasons. It's much easier to manipulate and liquidate. Retail falls for it every time. My guess is the game will soon be over January. I think that they're looking for regulation. Ted Pillows posted Bitcoin 3-day bullish divergence is now confirmed. When this happened the last 2 times, Bitcoin formed a bottom. And this actually correlates perfectly with our fractal as well, which is very exciting. So we'll see what happens. I do like me some good bullish div. Mr. Bitcoin Whale posted, I'm not an altcoin season believer, but this looks way too obvious. Am I the only one seeing this? This is total crypto market cap excluding the top 10. We got million touches and then number go up. Not financial advice. We'll see what happens. Mustache posted altcoins, Bitcoin. It looks as though total market cap is finally breaking out of its nearly 3-month downtrend. Truly positive signs at the end of the year. I'm excited. Max Crypto posted altcoins have been consolidating for 2+ years now. Will alts finally rally in 2026? We will see. We got 1-year accumulation, 2-year accumulation. That is crazy. This is total market cap excluding the top 10 again. This must be on some kind of log scale or something. We've got bar chart. Current economic conditions are now the worst in history, according to Americans. We got Black Monday, 9/11, whatever GFC is, global financial crisis. That's what it is. 2008 global financial crisis, the pandemic, and today, apparently. Worse than all of them. Gold hits most overbought level in history on the monthly chart. Very cool. If you invested 10K into Nike exactly 5 years ago, you'd have $4,378 today, dividends included. Not too bad. That sucks. Greed returns to the stock market for the first time since September. Yay. S&P 500 targets for 2026. Nobody is predicting a red year for stocks. We got green, green, green. Hell yeah. Go check this out if you are curious. And we've got the odds of January rate cut have fallen below 20%. I think I'm going to go bet on this. I think they're going to have to do a rate cut because of the labor market. Milk is trading at its lowest prices in 2.5 years. Finally, it's going to take my local store like 2.5 years to finally update the price. Samuel Benner, a farmer from the 1800s, published a book with market analysis on periods of panic, good times to buy, and good times to sell. 150 years later, his analysis has proven to be remarkably accurate. I believe one of these dates was inaccurate, and I think it was 78. It was like between 60s and 70s. And I think it was off by like 1 year or something like that. But the next one we're looking at is 2026. C is years of hard times, low prices, good time to buy. 2023 was a good time to buy. I agree with that. I think that's when I made the most money in crypto. So we'll see what next year has in store for us. I'm excited. Oracle debt risk soars to highest level since the global financial crisis. Not financial advice. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin is 88,245 and 80 cents. Do we got any questions? Any statements you guys want to tell us what you're doing for the holiday? If you have kids, do you have a dollar amount that you spend on your kids for Christmas? I'm curious. I'm curious. Cheers. Happy Monday. Let's see. Man, I cannot believe silver. I really can't. This thing is a monster. Let's go look at total, or I want to look at fear and greed. Crypto fear and greed 24. We are still in extreme fear. We've looked at this 1,000 times. I wish I could stretch this out. Is that an option? Oh my gosh, 69.70. It's still flying. No. Let me see. Can I pull up fear and greed chart for crypto? Crypto fear and greed index on CoinGlass. That's the one that I've been looking at. Oh no, this is different. Ooh. Is that the same one based on this one? 24, 25? That's probably similar. Oh, I can only go to 1 year? That's stupid. Yeah, that goes back to 2023. Wait a minute. No? 2018? Okay. That's not bad. Is this changing like before our eyes? Oh, it's going to whatever day I'm on. Okay. Joe as the Vision said, I'm the precious metals alt season. Oh, it's the precious metals alt season, right? For real. Blowing my mind. Every day, man. Every day I look at it, I'm like, whoa, I gotta do a double take. We got the Rastafarian Fear and Greed Index here. Yeah, man. Every time we reach this deep green, like below 20, and we consolidate down here for forever, we pretty much are at a bottom. I'm gonna just zoom in right here. Yeah. So right here, you were at a bottom. You went up from there. Oh, I can't change chart. I guess right here, you still went down further, and your fear and greed went up as the price went down. That's interesting. That would be the best argument for us going into a bear market right now is 2022. But that would have to be 2026 for us if we're going off the 4-year cycle. Oh, did they actually do their surveys? Currently paused. What the hell? Runs on the crypto market runs on emotion. When prices rise, greed takes over. When they fall, fear dominates. In bull markets, investors often act out of FOMO, fear of missing out, and buy impulsively. In downturns, they panic and sell irrationally. The Fear and Greed Index helps you stay objective, turning raw market sentiment into a clear, data-driven signal. Coin market cap, Fear and Greed is sitting at 29. Okay, so this has to be... Is this the same one? No, this is all the data. Okay, so this is different. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, we definitely got a gradual... What's interesting... I think what's the most interesting to me is the fear and greed over time is falling while the price over time is rising. Like the higher the price goes over an extended period of time, the more fearful it seems people get. And I'm kind of flabbergasted by it. Yesterday, 29. Last week, 22. Last month, 10. yeah, we kind of we went on this OG one, and we looked at every time we went below 10, like consistently. We got 2020, which we peaked in 2021, by the way. So 2020 right here, and then we've got 2022, which was like the bear market bottom, and then we've got right now, besides this random February, March. I think that was when Bitcoin reached its previous all-time high. Nope, because that's February, March 2025. Okay, so this must have been an alt season thing then, because alt started to pull back. JY's Avenger said, "What's funny to me though is that on crypto Twitter, Ben goes back and forth with people that have different takes. My favorite is when Litecoin was just shitting all over him, and he was like shitting on them back. That was pretty good. I like it when like people who are supposed to be like very straight edge are not. Like Wendy's, the Wendy's Twitter account is, I think, the OG, like, we don't really give an F Twitter account. They literally just kind of went crazy and people loved it. And it was like brilliant, genius level marketing. There was, oh, I don't remember. Was it the Litecoin one? I think it was. They said that they fired the intern. So I hope that that was a meme and that they were just joking, because I thought that the pissy Litecoin intern was freaking hilarious. All right. I suppose we should call it an evening, guys. Portfolio update. We're literally at the same. We've been the same all week. We're down 57, 56% here on the 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. The meme coin portfolio is down 63%. The narrative portfolio is down 50%. And the perfect entry portfolio is down. Oh, wait a minute. Perfect entry portfolio is down 48%, 47%. Lunar Entity said, "I know silver looks crazy, but I just want to appreciate how gold has broken every resistance for the last 2 years." Yeah. Yeah, gold and silver are definitely the golden child right now. Pun intended. I don't know. I want to buy some more silver, but I feel like I'd be buying the top. And I think that I'm going to miss out because of that mentality. We'll see what happens after Christmas. Maybe I'll justify some after Christmas. Anyways, guys, as always, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I'll hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Monday and good night.